Hello and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, in the last video I made Herbie, and it turned out that whilst Herbie is fairly decent at going around a little indie track, it isn't exactly fast. I need a better engine, and I do not believe that is something that at this point in time you can do with Gran Turismo. Nevertheless, I got used to using the livery editor after a little bit of a faff, but I figured it out, and I'm happy with where I can go with it and what I can do. However, Gran Turismo is about the racing, and whilst I've done some license tests not so long ago, I thought perhaps I should finish off this menu book with the French hot hatches. But the main thing that I want to do here, and the first thing that I'm going to be racing on, is going back in time to Deep Forest Raceway, and I don't need to know that, thank you, although that is really fancy. I'll be going back to Deep Forest Raceway, and I want to see exactly what they have changed and whether or not I can still drive around that track. So make sure you stay tuned for some Deep Forest Raceway action, and in addition to that, probably getting the last French cars. I think Sardinia is the other one I've got to go to. So I'll have 2 French cars, get that completed and move to menu number whatever. I just want the Nordschleife right now. Although I will take Deep Forest Raceway. Red Rock Valley, please. I'm going to keep saying that. Right, let's get started. So I was going to use the bug, but unfortunately, having checked what I could do with the gearing, really was not going to be able to use the bug. It was just not going to give me anything down this straight. So I am back in the Scirocco that I raced on live stream. So I suppose it's a little bit more realistic to the kind of cars that we are racing here. So there is that, which I do quite like. Deep Forest Raceway, back on Deep Forest Raceway for the first time in a long time. Actually, these guys are just getting my way right here. What is it like for me? Some parts of it look great so far, but there are little bits where I'm looking thinking that used to be more open, and I'd much rather have the openness of the corner back. This part, for example, looks a little... actually looks quite different. Although I do remember that wall showing up. Was it in Gran Turismo 4 when that wall showed up? Somewhere around there. The tunnel still looks great. Yeah, this section still looks fantastic. There are 3 cars ahead of me that somehow, in a single lap, I'm going to have to try and catch up to. So this car is roughly the same sort of PI as what we'll be challenging, maybe just slightly over. So I'm hoping that I'm able to catch up to these guys, because otherwise that is going to be a problem. I want to win this race, of course. Whoa. That was pretty good on the physics. That was actually really good on the physics. Colour me impressed with that bit. The grip circle there was actually really realistic, as was it there as I went over the bumps. That's something that Assetto Corsa actually doesn't do that well. Those sausage curbs. You will find that in Assetto Corsa, sausage curbs can send you flying, but it's sort of hit or miss. Then again, it might be hit or miss here as well. I'm kind of pushing this pretty hard right now because I really want to win this, and I am aware that there really is not a lot of time left, and this car is not exactly the fastest. I'm going to have to do one heck of a kamikaze dive bomb here if I'm to win this. If this car doesn't do it, then I'll have to pick another car that should be able to do it. Yeah, the Alpine ahead is pretty quick, and then I have no idea what's in first place. But I could try again. I think I can try again. I think part of Deep Forest Raceway really looks lovely. I do hope there's a way to I do want there to be a way to actually run the other part of the track, the old style track. That would be quite nice. But you know, let's have a look. Let's see. Well, I got the Citroen. That's great. But I really do want to win the race because, well, that's what I like doing. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the replay right now. I'll get the replay after. So I was half a second behind the Alpine, and there was an AMG. That could potentially cause me problems. Well, I mean, let's give it a go again. This time, let's try to be somewhat cleaner about this. I cannot remember. I think I did put sports tyres on this, so let's be cleaner. First off, get the right gear when launching, because that will really help. For example, with that. Secondly, just try and be very smooth around these corners. And let's try and dispatch of these two. Instead of them holding me up, which they were last time, let's try and dispatch of them as quickly as possible. For example, going over the bumps. There we go. So that way, I'm well past them at this point. Bit of understeer here. That's problematic. That's going to cost me. Hopefully that doesn't cost me the race. I can see 3 cars up ahead now. This time, more importantly, I've noticed that the Mercedes is not in front yet. That is important. Get right on the tail of this Megane. There we go. Should allow me to move over and slam on the brakes. Now, did the Mercedes get in front? The Mercedes has got in front. That's the problem now. So there's an Audi TT, which should be easy enough. It's that Mercedes that is really quick. Look at it go. And that is the one that is going to cause me issues. Although that being said, I think I've had a really good run here. If I can get myself into second somehow. Or not. Overcooked it. Although I've overcooked it, I should be able to just sneak past just here. I think. On the inside, there we go. As expected. And then, oh, okay. That corner's tighter than I remember. I'm not sure if that's a thing. But that corner's certainly tighter than I remember. Or the grip on this car is just not quite what I'm used to in the older Gran Turismos. I am really pushing this. As hard as I can. Because that Mercedes is, well, as you can see, it's gone. So I need to somehow manage to overtake that Mercedes in the hairpin. I'm not sure that's going to be possible. I mean, I could do the famous Gran Turismo dive bomb, which I almost did, but that's not a thing. Yeah, that isn't happening. Okay, Mercedes wins. That's annoying. That is really, really, really annoying. This car's got it in it to win it. Okay, well, we've got the car. I mean, we've got the car that we wanted. Yes. It's just annoying that we haven't got the Mercedes. I must say though, it does give it. It's a little bit nicer because you have to think about this more now. You really, really have to think about it more, and that's cool. I'm looking for an overtaking opportunity, by the way. That wasn't it. Oh, this could be one. Let's do that. Let's try and find a shot here. Scirocco versus that. I mean, that scenery is just sublime. Forget the other car. Now we're focused more on the scenery, and not quite. There we go. That's looking good. A bit more. 55mm works nicely. Let's turn that back a little. Let's have a bit of focus right there. Let's do something like that. Focus. Let's see, anything else? Yes, I do quite like the car to not have scratches and dents or headlight cracks. Apparently I've got a cracked headlight. That would be much nicer. Let's have a look at any particular... I do wonder with just a tiny bit of film grain how that would look. A tiny bit of vignette. I'm just thinking about how certain things would enhance it and make it look more real. Now, one of the things that you'd often get would be film grain, or even not just film grain, but just grain on the camera, for the camera itself anyway. Now, that looks pretty good. I'll take it. Save that screenshot. Save this picture before closing. Yeah, let's save it. Sure. Return to the camera selection screen. Yes. We're done. We're done for the replays now. That's it. We're done. I will probably come back to this at some point and sort out what we've got. But for the second race, given that this car is not quite up to getting the top, unless I suppose, absolutely 100% perfect, I think what I'm going to do is not that. I'm going to grab my Integra, because this car definitely should be able to get the lead. There should be no question about this. It's only slightly higher up, but it should without a doubt be able to get that lead. And as I said, I want to finish. So which one was it? Is that? Oh, okay, that's a new problem. Maybe I should have... What car would have been acceptable for this then? So I cannot take a Japanese car. It has to be a European car. Alright. What car here is European? That one just wasn't having it. That would have been nice. This one, no, that isn't going to work. None of these cars are going to be able to do what I want it to be able, what I want them to be able to do. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead then and give this car a bit of a tune-up. Just a slight bit of a tune-up. Nothing too major. So let's put in a sports computer. That's a bit basic there. Sports air filter, make it a bit more sportier. Sports silencer, sports brake pads. I do have sports soft tyres, give some weight reduction to it, and some sports suspension. There. Now, that should give it just about in fact, quite like a sports clutch and flywheel, and sports brakes, because I think that's pretty important. And what's this? Perfect gearing for low to mid speed circuits. This is for mid to high speed. This is a fairly mid to high speed circuit. So should I take it? No, let's just leave that. Let's leave that exactly as it is, and I'm not going to worry about anything. Sports intercooler. Yes. There we go. Done. I think that will do the trick. I mean, that should do more than the trick. But I might go back to Deep Forest Raceway at the end of this at the end of this run. Now, I have no idea what this track is, which gear I want. Fourth. I thought so. Oh, it's a little dark here. Right, where does this track go? Oh, it's pretty... Okay, it's not that bad. Wind farms. Oh, this is where I did a license test, right? Or something like that. Or Gran Turismo wheel sounds. Oh dear. Come on, out of my way. Now I'm much faster. Wow, in the shadow of the mountain, it really... I mean, it's interesting. I'm not running HDR on this because of how I have to record it. So unfortunately, no HDR on this. Whoa. What are you two doing? You two could cause a bad accident doing what you're doing. Oh, brakes on this car could really do with some work. Either that or I'm just braking way too late, as I'm very unaware. Oh, that's nice, back into the sunlight. Ooh, just touched that. I thought I might, but I was kinda hoping I could avoid it. Right, where am I? Lap 1 of 2 is over. I do like the proximity sensors on this. It's not quite the sort of proximity sensors one would expect. Oh, definitely way too early on that. I'll leave third here. I know it said second, but I'm fairly sure third is the gear I would require here. Is the sun going down or something? I think it is. Which is one other option. I don't know if anybody knows, anybody watching this, how do you switch on your lights? Just actually switch on the lights. Not just flash them. There's that Mercedes again. Well, my lights are now on, since the Mercedes are on. Whoa. Everybody brakes there. I do not think that's a corner where you really have to brake. I'll be honest. But this corner, I feel like I'm really messing up. It's a lot tighter than it looks. Yeah, obviously I want to gold the Deep Forest Raceway now, and I think I can with this car. Oh dear, or not. This could spell trouble. No, we're okay. We're okay. Not the kind of mistakes I'm going to make on Deep Forest Raceway, but I will make wherever we are. Sardinia. Sardinia? Yes, this would be the Isle of Sardinia. Okay, looking good. Looking good. I'm thinking if there's any other... Again, very quickly I've got to look through. Driving marathon completed, thank you, whatever that was. There's the 208. That's everything now. I do particularly like the 208 style. Right, so I want to see my car, but I want to do it where, yeah, during this period. So let's go to right near the end of this. Let's see, and right near the end. Let's just try and get a decent sort of, I don't know, some decent camera shot from perhaps about there. Let's have a look. That's, oh dear, that's not where I want to be. There we go. And then no, roll the camera back. This is not easy. This is probably the hardest part of no, I'm not getting a good shot here. That's fine, doesn't really matter. We can exit that. And do you know what? Because this title of this is probably the title of this is probably Deep Forest Raceway. Does it not tell you what you got in it? Oh yeah, your record second. Since the title of this track is probably Deep Forest Raceway, I think it would be unfair to leave this video without winning at Deep Forest Raceway. So I shall win at Deep Forest Raceway. And when I say I shall win, I shall win. He says, probably going to not win. A little bit of pop on the exhaust, that's nice. Sounds like my car. Just a little bit on the just the occasional bit. Whoa, hey now, that was a little mean as I came past you. Only just slightly knock into me. Getting used to the track slowly. I'll be honest, I feel like more of this track has changed than I'm thinking. Parts that were certainly narrower, certainly wider, are now narrower. So I'm not sure. If anybody who's played Deep Forest Raceway more recently than I have, if anybody could tell me, this does look, in a way, this looks more like the Gran Turismo 4 variant, but look at all of these cars. Whoa, yep, thank you Citroen, that was smart, wasn't it? AI in Gran Turismo, got to get used to them, once again. Do you know what, I have the old Deep Forest Raceway map, so I'm now curious. The Alpines legged it. Because I think the middle part has changed a little as well, it's not just the end. I do think that there have been quite a few revisions to this track. So this section looks like it's not quite what it used to be. It's familiar, but I feel like it used to cut in a lot more. And then even here it used to cut in and then straighten up a little bit more. And I don't know. I cannot exactly put my finger on it. It's like one of those where you know the track, but at the same time, like here, I feel like this has changed. I feel like this area has changed as well. And I know the scenery here looks a bit different. But in terms of the corner layout, I think the corner there is the same. And then this section here is the same. So through this is the same. And and then through here is the same, and then out this tunnel's way longer than it used to be, and then there used to be a corner right here. So that is something they've definitely adjusted. That actually took some effort. But yes, I don't know. What do people think of the new Deep Forest Raceway? Do you like it? If you've played it in the past, of course. There we go. Right, you know what? Give me a second. Before I end this video, excuse the creep. Here we go. Gran Turismo 2 Official Strategy Guide. I knew this would come in handy. Also, I've got all the prices for the cars in the past. I was saying that the Skyline was quite expensive. 55,000 GTR, Skyline GTR 1999. The standard GTR was 49,980 credits. But that's not what we're after. Deep Forest Raceway. Right. Let's do that. Let's do that. I've got that. Let's just exit. I just want to see the track. How do I just check the track? Can I just press retry and it'll show me the track? Right, there it is. Okay. Yes, it has changed. I thought as much. In fact, the corner that I thought hadn't changed has also changed, but I think that changed in Gran Turismo 4. But yeah, turn 1 is fine. They've changed the area coming, the rundown into turn 2 has changed. Going through turn 3, that has all changed. It used to be different. It used to be a sharper cut, as I thought, and then it used to be a little bit shallower going in. The next corner, as I thought, was still the same. Then they've changed that area. It didn't have quite as many changes of direction towards. Can I show you this area here? And then it sort of came more down this way, and then turned in, and then along here was fine. Again, it did sort of do this, but I do not recall it turning here. It used to be more straight and then upwards, and then right here, as I said, the tunnel was way longer. They used to have a corner about here, and that then came back up and then joined onto the circuit. So yes, it has changed, and I've just double checked, and it was more than just this area on this side. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end it. I might as well just very quickly, let's just quickly grab the menu, the cafe, whatever you want to call it, item. Sometimes having an old track memorized exactly as it was does make it difficult. Cool. Yes, it does. And I've got the roulette. I just want to know. No, I don't want to know that. I want to know what the next item is. Can somebody give me the next item? Or do I have to... Oh, do I have to listen to him? Yes, I've got that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those are some nice cars. Some of them. Peugeot's decent. 208 GTI. Yes. That's an Alpine. A110. Peugeot, yes. Most Peugeots are not that good. Most Renaults are okay-ish. That is a nice Peugeot though. I don't particularly like this one. That's quite a nice place for... I do need to check out the scapes. Right. Petit Course de France. Okay, so what do I have to do? Let's find out. Finish in the top 3. I can do that. So that's... Well, we might do that next time. Or we'll have a look at some license tests. I think I'll do some license tests next time. Don't care about this. I don't care about this. Okay, well, apparently we're in this. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Gran Turismo 7. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon if you can do so. Link in the description box below. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget LP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me and the swan and that cow. and perhaps the pilot of that helicopter. And we'll see you next time in Gran Turismo 7.